Here now, we're at this question. Now this is a pair of simultaneous equations. I'm used to seeing them more like this, one equation written above the other. Alright, so let's arrange them that way. Now one of them says x minus 1 equals 23, and the next one xy is equal to negative 126. So let's see how this goes. Let's erase some of these things over here. Alright, we have x minus y is equal to 23. Let's call this equation 1. And xy is equal to negative 126. Let's call this equation 2. Now, suppose we transpose equation 1 to make y the subject, then substitute y for this. We would solve part of our problem and be on our way. You cannot solve equation 1 because you have two unknowns. There's x and there's y. You cannot solve equation 2 because you have two unknowns, x and y. What you can do, let us make y the subject of equation 1. Right, so here now, if you get rid of x, subtract it from both sides, you get negative y is equal to 23 minus x, because x will subtract itself over here. And then if you multiply both sides by negative 1, negative y will become positive y is equal to positive 23 would multiply by negative 1 to become negative 23, and negative x would become positive x. We could rewrite this as y is equal to x minus 23. Alright. Now the next thing, xy. We know that y is equal to x minus 23. So why not put it here when we rewrite equation 2? So let's do that. It says xy is equal to negative 126. So if we say that xy equals negative 126, we can just erase y and put what y is there. Y is x minus 23. So we put x minus 23. We have to put it in bracket. So there we go. And then here now, we multiply out the brackets. X times x will give you x squared. So you're coming to getting a quadratic equation. X times negative 23 give you negative 23x equals negative 126. Now the general form of the quadratic equation is really ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So let's rewrite this in the general form. What you're going to have is x squared minus 23x. Add 126 to both sides. What you'll have is negative 126 plus 126, and the 126 will go because the negative plus itself will make it disappear. So what you will have is equal to, you will have an equal to 0 over here, but here now you're going to add the 126, just like how you added it to the right hand side, you add it to the left hand side, and what you will have happen is that you'll have plus 126 over here. Alright? So here now, you can, let's use a formula now. Let's use a formula to work it out. Here we have the general form. Let's write this form here. It's x squared, then you have minus, let's put plus negative 23x, because minus 23x is the same as plus negative 23x. The general form already have a plus bx, so let's put everything here as plus 126. What you find here, this is really 1x squared, but we didn't write the 1. So a is 1. A is the number that multiply x squared, and you see 1x squared here, so a is 1. So you can see that a is equal to 1. How about b? This says up here says plus bx, down here says plus negative 23x. So b is negative 23. So b is negative 23. Up here says plus c, and down here says plus 126. So you can see that c is equal to 126. C is 126. Alright, good. So with that, you can use the quadratic formula to solve it. The formula says x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Alright, so now what you have here, negative b. B is negative 23. Since b is negative 23, I erase b and put what it is here. It's negative 23. B squared would be negative 23 squared. So it's negative 23 all squared minus 4 times a. What a is 1. I can just erase this and put 1 times c. What is c? C is 126, so it's 126. That will come here. A is 1. So we see here that a is 1 times 1. Alright, nice. So x equals negative 23 means positive 23 plus or minus the square root of negative 23 squared is going to be the same thing as positive 23 squared. So I just, on my calculator, I just put 23 squared and I get to 529. So it's 529 minus 4 by 1 by 126. Well, this will be the same thing as 4 times 126. It's 4 times 126. Gives us 504. It's going to be 504. Alright? All divided by 2. So you see that. So here now, we see that x is equal to 23 plus or minus the square root of what? This is 529 minus 504. Same as 29 minus 4. 9 minus 4 is 5, so it's 25 divided by 2. Alright. So it's really x equals 23 plus or minus 5 divided by 2, because its square root of 25 is 5. So what you have in one case is x is equal to 23 plus 5 divided by 2. In the other case it's x equals 23 minus 5 divided by 2. So x equals 23 plus 5 is 5 and 3 is 28 divided by 2. And in the other case, 23 minus 5. 23 minus 5, that's 18 divided by 2. Right? I did it mentally. I said you subtract 3 from 23, you get 20. But you need to go 5, you need to go 2 more. So you drop 2 from 20 and you get 18. Right? Or it's like 23 minus 3 minus 2. Minus 3 you go down to 20, minus 2 more you go down to 18. But anyway, what we have here now for the answers, you're coming right down to it. X is equal to 28 over 2 is 14, and x is equal to 18 divided by 2 is 9. So x is 14 and x is 9. 14 and 9 would be the case. Now note, you're not finished yet. You have y to find. You need to find y, right? It's x minus y equal 23, xy equal negative 126. Let's rewrite it down here. So you have x minus y equals 23, xy equals negative 126. Now here, x is 14. I say, when x is equal to 14, what is y equal to? Now, when we transpose this, what we found, let's use equation 1 to solve it. What we found was that y was equal to, what was it again? X minus 23. Alright? So, y is 14 minus 23, which is what? 14 minus 23 is what? 14 is negative 9. So when x is 14, y is negative 9. And then when x is 9, what is y equal to? Well, we know that y is x minus 23. So when x is 9, y is 9 minus 23. That's negative 14. Alright. We had used equation 1 to solve it. Could we use equation 2 as well? Let's try. What happens when x is 14? Imagine we didn't solve this part. When x is 14, what happened? Remember, this came from this, right? Let's see what we could do with this. When x is 14, what is y? If we transpose this to make y the subject, we divide both sides by x and get y is equal to negative 126 over x. So y would be negative 126 over 14 divided by 14. So what would be y? Let's reach for our calculator and see what it would be. We have negative 126 divided by 14, and what do we get? We get negative 9. So when x is equal to 14, y is equal to negative 9. It's the same thing as up here. Alright, what happens when x is equal to 9? Y is equal to negative 126 divided by 9, which is what? So you say, what is 126 divided by 9? 126 over 9 is equal, what is negative 126 over 9, which is negative 14. Negative 14. So when y is 9, x is negative 14. Alright? So you could transpose this equation for y and find out what y is when x is this or the other. Or you could transpose this equation for y and find out what x is when y, what y is when y is, when x is something else. Alright? So, there you have it. Now, let's see something else here before we finish off. We could test and see if the equation is correct. Let's make some space by erasing some of these things that we have here. We're saying when x is 14, y is negative 9. Oh, this was xy is equal to negative 126. I shouldn't have rubbed that off. When x is 14, y is negative 9. Is that so? This says x minus y equals 23. We want to know when x is 14. So we erase that and put 14 there. Y is negative 9. So we erase that and put negative 9 there. 14 minus negative 9 is the same as 14 plus 9. 14 plus 9 is what? 23. Okay, so that works so far. Alright. Again, we have x minus y equals 23. When x is 9, y is negative 14. So when x is 9, that's 9 there. Y is negative 14. We'll put negative 14 here. 9 minus negative 14 is 9 plus 14. What is 9 plus 14? That's 23. So it works again. Good. If we test it using equation 2, 14 times negative 9 equals, alright, let's do the shortcut and use a calculator. 14 times negative 9 multiplied by negative 9 equals negative 126. It works. And what happens when x is 9 and y is negative 14? 9 times negative 14 equals negative 126. It works again. Good. Notice you cannot use this x and this y, you know. Right? You can't mix them up like that. If you try, x is 14, y is negative 14, you're going to have 28, not 23. So again, you see that you're wrong. Remember, this x and this y go together. This x and this y go together. Alright? So, there you have it. 4 answers. When x is 14, y is negative 9. When x is 9, y is negative 14. So you'll get 4 answers anytime you have a pair of simultaneous equations where one is linear and the other is quadratic. Alright? So that's it for now. I will see you